The past is not always great. The past is not always pretty. It's a long, hard road through the shame and the grit. But I'm standing here in the city with a heart rebuilt from every broken bit. I can't rewrite the story, and can't undo what I did, but I'm learning how to live, how to live with all of it. I was young when I had my kids, still a kid in my own skin, chasing every high I could find, letting all the pain pour in. No job, no car, no plan, just a bag and a busted vein, running from the mirror, from the guilt and the quiet shame. Days blurred into nights, I was gone more than I was home, out there chasing poison, leaving my family all alone. No bedtime stories, no spurs, no games in the yard, just a ghost of a father with a heart growing cold and hard. I was breaking every promise, every vow that I had made, trading love for a needle in a corner in the shade. In and out of jail cells, in and out of fights at night, couldn't see my children's faces through the smoke and flashing lights. Fast is not always pretty. It's a long, hard road through the shame and the grit. But I'm standing here in the city with a heart rebuilt from every broken bit. I can't rewrite the story, can't undo what I did, but I'm learning how to live with all of this. 8 years slipped through my fingers like water through my hands. Missed the first steps, first days of school, I never had a plan. I failed as a father, failed as a husband too. Left my wife to raise our boys while I chased a foolish doom. Then the weight of what I wasted started crushing down my chest. I was tired of being broken, sick of calling failure next. Lying on the floor one night, staring at a cracked up wall, I whispered to a God I cursed, if you're there, don't let me fall. Thank God for second chances, not just by chance. My wife had every reason in the world to walk away, but she looked me in the eyes and said, "Prove you're here to stay." It wasn't some fairy tale. It was fights and late night cries to hurt hearts at the table, trying hard to compromise. We struggled and we made do with the little that we had, paid the rent with hope and faith, and the steady, humble grind slowly stitched our home back up. Thread by fragile thread, turned a war-torn, broken house to a place of love instead. The past is not always pretty. It's a long, hard road through the shame and the grit, but I'm standing here in the city with a heart rebuilt from every broken bed. I can't rewrite the story, can't undo what I did, but I'm learning how to live, and how to live with all of this. I gotta raise my voice to men, watch them stand up on their own, taught them how to face the truth, how to right the wrongs they've known. Told them you are not my failures, you are more than where I've been. Take my story as a warning, not a weight you carry in. Now I'm proud of who they become, and the man I fought to be. Proud of my wife for standing strong when no one else could see. We broke through every whisper that said love could never mend. Built a future out of rubble, turned a dead into a bend. Life's still hard, the bills still stack. Some nights I barely sleep, but I hold my head up higher, knowing what I chose to keep. I'm chasing not a chemical, but a different kind of high. The joy of honest living, of looking my kids in the eye. The past is not always pretty. It's a long, hard road through the shame and the grit, but I'm standing here in the city with a heart real.